Hello. And we don't see each other because we fucked up.
No, correction, you fucked up, Elza.
It's a collective. It's a collective. Excellent, excellent. We're starting off amazingly, amazingly. It is Sunday. It is the end of the week, and I am allowed to fuck up at least once, especially after the 10th episode last week. I consider this an additional show, and this is the second one, so I'm an amateur on this. I still get 3 tries, so I'm going to write that as a happy miscap. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. It is Sunday, and with me are all the hosts of the network. We are here. We're going to entertain you. We're going to talk about some very nice topics. We'll be open to our audience. We're going to be discussing future plans. We're going to be discussing how we're doing, how the network is doing, what the overall health, morale, building blocks, and foundation is happening. And we're going to be talking about the future because the future is upon us, ladies and gents. First of all, I would like to welcome all the panelists. I would like to welcome the co-host, the dignified cartoon gentleman who is once again in proper colors. He's wearing proper clothing.
Yeah, well,
and I hope it stays like that until the end of the show. We also have that shit.
It may not stay that way tomorrow. Well,
tomorrow as a quote from a game that's being snubbed for from the Grammys, tomorrow comes. Also, I would like to welcome Dash Attack, Jace, and Noise Pollution. All are here. We are just short of one of our hosts who is on her way. We're using our biological stuff and we're in reality. So that's what we're going to wait. She's going to come here any second now. And I also want to say welcome to the chat to everyone who has taken time of their Sunday morning or evening. Sorry, to come to our chats. And without any further ado, I'm just going to give the words to someone who can probably speak better English than me at the moment. Digny, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, and I think we should congratulate the 40K Empress. You're looking like a very handsome man there, Empress. We'll have to call you the 40K Emperor from now on. In fact, you look more professional when you wear those glasses, Emperor. So how was the transition?
Oh!
No, it's just for a laugh. I found it funny. So because folks, you may be wondering why Jose is here, because he doesn't technically host a network show. So I was making the joke of, oh, this is just Jerry.
You know, I could fill the role here. God, Emperor Dash, right here.
Oh no!
Oh
god!
The Empress is all of us.
It's great to be. It's great to be here, ladies and gentlemen. Jose is here because I'm of the view that Cancel This Podcast is essentially the network's Rumble show, and we appreciate everyone checking out that show when Alki John is not showing pornography.
Yeah.
What?
Insane. Jace was telling me all about that and how crazy that stream got after I logged out.
Yeah, he took about 8 shots in rapid fire, and by the end of it, he had no idea where the hell he was. And we got on the topic of Bonnie Blue and people trolling her in hazmat suits. And the problem is he searched for her without turning the page, so his browser just, bam, there's just cock and balls and Bonnie Blue everywhere. And I'm like, oh my god.
Okay, the first time was, because I watched it, folks. The first time was funny. The second time was murderous.
Yeah, he did it 2 times in a row.
Oh dear. But thankfully, folks, although the show did stay up temporarily, better safe than sorry. It was re-uploaded and edited just in case.
Yeah, I did try to upload the clip of what happened to X videos, and they rejected it.
Yep. As much as I don't like Rumble, on Rumble you can show a few seconds of porn, but on X videos you can't. So it seems censorship is a big problem there.
Jace,
Yeah.
you said you wanted to upload him searching Bonnie Blue on X video on a site.
Yeah, just the
Well,
clip
they have-
that.
look, porn sites have
TikTok site.
standards, so that's why it got rejected.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
X is more lax with it if it's just a static image or some art, but like like raw like porn videos that do
Oh
get
no,
on the
Dash.
platform.
I mean, X videos, the pornographic website, not X as in Twitter.
Oh wait, so
Yeah.
it got rejected by a pornographic website.
Yeah, that's why I
Actually, I
said they
believe
have
the-
standards.
I believe the uncensored replay is still up on the X broadcast of the show.
But it was very funny. It's great to be here, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, the 40K Empress will join us shortly because I think the second topic is the most important topic for today's show because it's the path forward. But I appreciate everyone for being here. If you haven't already, like the stream, share the stream. Donations are always welcome because the network is doing what no other creator community does. It has a monthly meetup where open inquiries can be made clear, and you guys can see how a network operates openly, honestly, and transparently, unlike any other group in our sphere. That's not meant as a dig, it's a fucking fact. How about you, Dash? How have you been?
I've been doing all right. We had a really great show Friday. Was on with Levistro last night, where we started our hashtag Stop the Binarchy campaign.
What's that?
Oh, it's the oppression of men and women against non-binary and other genders, the binarchy. So we decided we want to end it.
Gonna have to explain that to us, Dash.
Yeah.
So like men, it's like the patriarchy, except it's men and women.
Oh, you mean like
Like
men
the
and women against
binarchy.
people who imagine genders?
Yes, yeah.
Right.
Exactly. So like the oppression of men and women against the non-conforming.
So basically, when you get dogpiled by a bunch of weirdos with gender flags on X.
Yeah, the oppression against fairy folk.
Basically.
Okay.
Right.
Well, thank you for explaining that, Dash, because there are only two genders, folks, man and female.
So you support the
go.
binarchy?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's gonna be lore. That is going to be lore very soon.
Yeah,
I'm
we're hoping it could take off. I did send Hypno a super chat about the binarchy campaign. We're trying to make it a thing on Dragoncast.
Well, good luck to you, Dash. How about you, Noise? How have you been?
Oh, for the most part, busy. Just busy.
Good. I think we're all getting busier, especially as Thanksgiving and of course Christmas approaches, folks. Jose, I feel so sorry for you because your work schedule is going to go insane with Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that stuff.
Well, actually, I actually got left alone for a couple days during Thanksgiving, so that'd be nice.
Oh, good. Good. You see, Jose's family doesn't really celebrate Thanksgiving because the last time they all killed each other.
Well, that's actually not far from the mark. Most of them are dead. It's usually just me and my mom.
How have you been, Jose?
Exhausted. Helped my uncle move a bunch of furniture. He is still alive, barely. But so I shouldn't have done that because now my back is all jacked up. Of course, coming off the heels of the 300th episode of Kansas Podcast on Thursday. And I had a pretty awesome gaming stream yesterday on Rumble, doing a mix of Occupied Traveler, Champions of the Continent, and Dragon Quest II. Had a nice, decent turnout over there for that. And I've just been hanging in there, and it never stops. I actually got to sleep though, which was good. I slept so much that when I woke up, I felt well rested. I'm going to go back to sleep for more. I'm going to double dip. You can't even call it a nap; you just call it sleep too. And I'm now awake. I did try to go out in this shirt in Atlanta, and so it's a good thing I'm here because if they had seen this, they probably would have stabbed me. That is Kramer at the Laugh Factory. For those who know
Oh, is
the
that when he
people.
said the N-word? Is that
Yes,
what he said?
yes. This is where he did the N-word tantrum. So wearing this in public is kind of dangerous around where I live.
Why?
Well-
I don't understand this. By the way, sorry.
Black people.
I know I'm the odd man out here because I'm from a place that is basically the armpit of the world.
that has no
uh,
black people.
Yeah, basically we had like 10 in the city center. Literally we have around 10 people or 50 at most. I've seen 10 different people
God.
in my 35 years.
I'm sorry to
like
say
here.
this, folks, but I can't resist it. So you live in paradise, then, Elsa?
Oh, damn.
You look. You joke. However, after the last 5 or 10 years, I would never leave my country. Like we have no woke, we have no time for those things. We're poor enough and stressed out enough by life by the lack of existing government in the last
I'm-
8 years.
I'm sorry, folks. I also can't resist this. Nick Fuentes described your country, Helzo, didn't he?
I don't know. I don't care about that. I don't. If he did, what did he say?
Oh, damn, I can't say that on a YouTube show. so no comment there, Helzo. But do you know who I am grateful for, folks? I'm grateful to our sponsor, Blue Chew. Now, with Blue Chew, ladies and gentlemen, Dash will love Blue Chew. Do you know what Blue Chew is, Dash?
No, I think I heard something about it, but
Well,
yeah, I'm
think
guessing it's.
Think of Viagra mixed with chewing gum.
Viagra chewing gum. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't that like the Rumble sponsor? They're selling that.
Yes.
Yes, they are. And you
Well-
wonder why I hate that platform. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let's catch up with everyone in the chat. It's great to see Yasto. Great to see Noise. Who else is here? Great to see Valerian. Of course, Helzo again. Great to see this very long word. Great to see Valerian. Great to see Jose. Great to see Valkyria. Isn't Valkyria Winter the one with the sexy animation who's into futa?
Yes, yes.
Right.
Hey,
Well,
Valkyria.
Dash, we should try and get Valkyria Winter on the Friday show, I think.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he gifted me a lewd Steam game recently. Yeah, so we'll
Excellent.
definitely have him on the show. And we actually are doing a Dungeons and Dragons game where he's
Oh.
playing as his OC. But we ruled that she is not a Fuda, though he did try to push for it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, Valkyria Winter, he's a regular on my show, and if you can get past the weird Fuda stuff,
Oh, I love that shit.
he's actually a very level-headed, great conversationalist.
He's a man of culture.
That's one way to describe him. Great to see Saint Hugo. I hope you're doing well, my good man. Great to see Roadkill. Who else is here? Great to see me. Great to see Dan. I think we've
Hello, Dan.
great to see a man of culture. So many great people here. So many. We appreciate you all. And yes, it's good to see October Sky as well. Sounds like
Hello.
a name for a communist, but we are in November now. So it is great to see everyone. You see, network assemble shows are a bit different to that of normal shows, folks, because really for the first hour, we go through basically a review of the past month, or in this case, the past month and the first week of November, because we didn't do this show last Sunday, because usually the first week of the new month. The reason we didn't do it last week was because of the clocks changing for the Americans, and we didn't want there to be time confusion. But for future reference, every Network Assemble show will be on the first Sunday of every new month. So just to let you all know,
Unless the clock changes.
unless the clock changes, and then we're going to stay as far away from that period of time where the clock changes as possible. Up until episode 5, this show will be on Helzo's channel, and after episode 5, assuming the network survives that long, it'll be on my channel. Digny's channel because I want to host my own network show and see how well or how badly it does. Test the waters, that sort of thing. But as I mentioned before, this network is going to do what no other creator community has ever done before, and that is, for lack of a better term, be open, honest, and transparent in regards to our operations, to how well we have done, and what we are going to do moving forward. And that's not a slight against any other creator community, but from what I've learned from my mentor, absolutely no other group does this. Okay? And I think that's something that needs to be changed, especially if what we do is going to, what we do as a profession, even if I hate using that term, is going to survive for the long term. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my pen and write down a timestamp, which is one thing that will never change. There we go. Where's my pen? There it is. Just write down, okay, 16 minutes and 20 seconds. Now, the first topic, folks, is the Network Reviews October and the first week of November. As a great start continues. Now, we talked a little bit about this on the first episode a month ago when the network first started. Our first month was, for lack of a better term, incredible. And I'll tell you why it was incredible. No channel with less than 200 subs should be getting nearly 10,000 views in a month from making videos from shows, all right? There are people on this panel, right? Helzo, Dash, Noise, and even Cancel This Podcast, although it's on Rumble, not YouTube. Even they find it difficult to get that kind of viewership in a month. It shouldn't be possible for a channel of my size with 200 plus subs to get that kind of viewership. Now, we didn't do as well in October, folks, which was, of course, to be expected. But even so, over 6,000 views? That's crazy. We all started off with low support. Dash has been doing this for years. Noise and Helzo have been doing this for years. Cancel This Podcast has been around for about 6 years, I think. So we've all been in this sort of mindset of we're just starting out, we're trying to make a name for ourselves. And from my perspective, we couldn't be off to a better start. I mean, Helzo, what do you make of the network in October and early November? How would you say things are going?
So, the fact that there's already 10 episodes on each show, I think. I think every show has 10 episodes. And before that, I just want to mention that we're being rated and we're being joined by the Gamer and the 40K Empress. Hello.
Hello, guys. How are you?
How you doing?
Welcome. I mean, I'm welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Hello. I'm
Right.
sorry that I'm late. I just had to get this thing done. It was very, very urgent.
That's all right.
How have you been? How has it been going to you?
It's okay. It's just very fun where all kinds of news come at me from 3 different spheres of entertainment. So it's like, huh, hoo, ha, that's how I feel.
Ninja
I'm
dodge.
good at this. Yeah, that's how I feel. It's so good.
Well, it's good to have you here, and I think red suits you.
Thank
As
you.
I was saying, ladies, it couldn't be. We can't put Empress in green because she would disappear. So it has to be a vibrant color that isn't green. But just to let everyone know, because I do have the stats here, we are committed to openness, honesty, and transparency within the network. And as a result, no one else will do this, by the way, especially when they get monetized. I wonder why. Are they worried the tax man might be watching or something? Well, we don't have to fear about the tax man. I'm based in Israel. So if you just have a look at this, just scroll down. There we go. That's better. Is that better? No.
Nope.
That's
That's where
probably-
you're basically half the screen is done.
It's all right. It's all right. People can see that. And just to let everyone know, these were our stats for October. Now, in each stat, we didn't do as well as we did in, say, September. If we have a look right here, we did much better in September, right? So you could make the narrative argument that, oh, things seem to be getting worse. They don't seem to be getting any better. Well, take a look at our November actually our October stats. This was over the entire month. And now take a look at our November stats. And you'll notice something. You'll notice, how the hell did we get 5,000 views in just over a week? Well, the Empress could elaborate on that, because she's the lady who looks at all the stats and keywords and things. So why don't you, Empress, since you're here, give your perspective on how the network has been doing in October and early November?
Well, our video about Angry Joe is the one that has over 2K views, and the title is just very good. It's punchy. It creates some dramatic effect, and it just has some elements going for it. The meaning is also important, so that hit very well. Plus the combination with the thumbnail, of course. I mean, that's what I can tell you. YouTube is a lot of psychology wording, what everything means, how it is made, how long it is. Everything matters and depends on the topic. So that's very good. I'm super impressed and happy about that. Yeah.
I'll tell you this though, folks. This thing about the whole Charlie Kirk situation, as sad as it was, I can't believe a video like that did so well with Review Tech USA being shirtless. If you have a look, I won't make it any bigger because I don't want to break YouTube's rules. But it is very interesting, the types of videos that do well. Of course, the top video was, as Empress pointed out. In fact, the top two videos were on similar topics. But I do find it very interesting, considering we have passed 10 episodes for most network shows and 5 episodes, I think, either 5 or 6, for the Empress's network show. And what's very interesting is that every single network show has a successful video, which just points out, right? It doesn't matter if a show does well or doesn't do as well when it's live, but the content that's created from it does just as well, no matter where it comes from.
Oh, you also need to factor in that almost all of the shows have 10 episodes. So, and there has been, and let's say just knock on wood for goodness sakes, we had 10 episodes on every show, and we know that these shows, generally the topics that we discuss are not the, let's say, the most
kosher,
friendly to the algorithm. We don't have the opinions that are being like in the propaganda and stuff like that, and especially that are being circled around. So, but that's also part of something bigger, that the types of topics that we discuss and the types of stances that we have are getting more tractions from other channels as well. We're having bigger and bigger channels that are having similar opinions as ours. I'm not going to say that we're repeating the same opinions, but when they see something bad happening, they're also commenting on the, I would say, the sensible side of things. So we're not the, it's on one hand, it's not that we're the outcasts that we would have been a couple of years ago. Because if this has been done a couple of years ago or 5 years ago, you can pretty damn say, even if it was done with bigger channels at the time, it wouldn't have had such an impact, because it all comes down to what people want to watch, what the people search on YouTube, and how the algorithm also treats them. And when you have, let's say, the Empress videos about Angry Joe crashes out, you have more people knowing about that through X, through all the things that are shared on X, and they're searching for it as well. And then the algorithm spits out a good title, as Empress says, a punchy title, and it is of the opinion that they have placed on their own profile through the algorithm. So we have a perfect symbiosis that is growing and growing. We have good videos, we're having great topics, and we're having more and more people in the general public that are being away from the propaganda, from the bubbles, from the negligence, from the blissful ignorance that they have been living on, not just in America. We're talking about in the whole world, because we're not talking about just American things. We're talking about a lot of things that, from all around the world.
Also, I will point out,
we have this.
I'd just like to point out that the network is international, and it will continue to be an international hub.
And we're operating on international levels, like on international topics. We have an international panel, international audience from several different channels. We're also on Rumble with Jace. So we're going on places and we're having that impact. And yeah, in the grand scheme, we're still very small. Like 2,000 views is not like having 200,000 views, but for a channel with 200 subs, you can pretty much say that it's a freaking good thing to have it. And with the pumping of the videos, as like all the things that they're working are continuing to show that they're working on through October and now through November.
Yeah, it's an outlier video. It's an outlier video when your video has a lot more views than your subscriber count. That means that you have an outlier. So this is very important, and that's why I said to Digny to try to replicate that. I showed him how, and hopefully it's gonna work. Yeah.
I will say we are fortunate that we are in this cultural shift, as Halzo pointed out, because you are having more people that are going to seek out the content regardless of whether YouTube pushes it or not now, because they're seeking out the content much more aggressively as people are becoming more informed, as they're seeing what's really going on, as they're unplugging from this sort of matrix that they've been trapped in culturally for about the past 5 or so years since the scamdemic or so. So it looks like, things are starting to change. The winds of change, culturally are there, and that's fortuitous for all of us, I think.
And I think
it continue to be more and more.
I think it's very important, though, to stress to the audience, as well as to everyone here, that not a single network show is failing. Not a single network show is declining. In fact, everything is going in a more positive direction. And I think it's very important that we double down on what is working, which is what I'm going to talk about with the next topic, what I call the acceleration plan. Yes, it's named after a Soviet plan that failed. Do bear with me. It will not fail with us. But let's get Dash's perspective, because Dash and Noise's is network shows. Dash's show is for the cartoons. That's why I call them the Cartoon Network.
We got a lot of VTubers coming on, and I'm looking into finding some smaller creators. I'm thinking I have some names, and I'm going to try and reach out to some more people, and hopefully. But I think even without guests, the show is doing good because we've got like a great panel, especially since Lumisa joined.
Exactly, and the thing I stress for Dash and Noise, right? Dash and Noise's network shows can carry on, continue, and develop without any kind of guest input, which is slightly different than that of our Monday and Thursday shows, right? Let's just put it like this. If everyone, say hypothetically, everyone hated us, everyone was against us, right? And wanted us gone, the shows that would last the longest, right, would be Wednesday and Fridays. I could easily say that because Noise has a great group of people around him, a core that is unshakable, right? Dash also has a great group of people around him. Yes, they're all cartoons, but their potential to manifest is incredible. So when I look at building a network, you've got to build the solid foundation to keep us there, and you've got to build the building that will soar us to the skies. So you could say the Monday and the Thursday show to build us upwards, and the Wednesday and Friday show are there to help us build our foundation. And as we accelerate forward, expand forward, and then optimize, which is the most difficult thing, that way the network will always remain with a strong foundation whilst we build the skyscraper upwards. It's like the Tower of Babylon, except we all like God, to use that euphemism. But let's ask Noise, what do you make of the network as it's developed over the past few months?
It seems to be doing well. It's definitely benefiting you. I'm not saying it's not benefiting anyone else. I'm not saying that, but it's most definitely benefiting you. I just hope time comes that it'll benefit all of us more greatly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, the central hub, I think the biggest responsibility for the network is, and do forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, it's keeping it all together, because it would be so easy for what we are building to smash to pieces, especially without the communication, because communication is very important to keep everyone on the same framework, okay? And that's why the central hub exists, so that everything is made to the point where it gets out there, it reaches new people, and not just on YouTube, because my mentor is also the operations manager for the network, and he has coordinated with Jose over at Cancel This Podcast so that we don't alienate ourselves from any other potential audiences, despite my mentor's best efforts to call Rumble a cult, and Alfie John's best efforts to show pornography on the show. Look, folks, it was funny. It was funny. Rumble didn't flag it. They didn't ban it, but X videos did. Why don't you talk a little bit about that, Jose? Because I find that too funny not to be mentioned.
I will say this, and one of the advantages to sort of being with alt tech is alt tech gives you a bit more of a leeway than being here on YouTube in terms of if you make a mistake. If you were to pull that up on YouTube, you would be like gone like within like 5 minutes. That's it. That's it. You're getting slapped for that one. Like it's a foregone conclusion. With Rumble, at least, either it's a little bit more free flowing, that they don't care enough to slap you down immediately, and they will slap you down. They've slapped me down before for comments about my line of work and being tired of work. So I just don't want to give Chris Pavlovsky more excuses to drop the hammer on me. But that being said, at least you have enough time to sort of work out a game plan so that you don't end up in that situation. By the way, it is interesting that even though we're on Rumble, we do multi-stream places like Twitch and Kick, and somehow managed not to get bitch slapped on either of those platforms too, because I thought it was going to happen. But yeah, I mean, John, obviously, as you all know, it's probably not the best idea to have the guy who runs your board drinking profusely while he's doing so. But it was amusing, and the thing that's sort of also interesting about it is, even if we uploaded like sort of the more censored episode where you don't have that clip, but it adds a different element where, at least on a live show, you're not going to get bitch slapped down immediately. So it adds that element of, if you're there live, you might see some crazy things that may not be available on the replay. So it was a lot of fun, all things considered. I think John is still in an alcohol coma wherever he is. I barely heard from.
Well, we need to understand that, first of all, it was a celebration show, folks. 300 episodes, man, and if you're doing 50 episodes a year, that is one hell of a milestone. And two, it was also Alki John's birthday. How a guy looks that young at 39? It's like, yeah, keep drinking for donations. You need to look your age, boy.
He looks like a washed-up child star.
It's insane. It is insane. But I need to point this out, right? When my mentor was deplatformed, the initial plan was to lead the way on Rumble through, for lack of a better term, the Rumble revolution. That failed because he saw how much of a cult, in his view, Rumble was turning into, right? And the red line was the mandatory ad reads to be in the creator program, okay? That's why I made a joke of it, Dash. Are you a fan of Blue Chew? Because Blue Chew, and it's not even the most egregious example, right? Okay, if you say we were on YouTube right here, right now, and the only way you could be monetized is by shilling Viagra.
You can rest assured that they're trying to do something like that.
Yeah,
they are trying to do ad reads on YouTube. Someone is thinking about it.
Yeah,
I'm certain of it. I'm certain of it, because a dystopian company like that only thinks of how to propagate just big shows and be like Netflix or something like that.
I noticed.
I will say this, and this is one of the biggest problems that I have in terms of Rumble. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad to have a platform where I can do a lot of the things that I'm able to do. But on the flip side, I feel that for the most part, Rumble, in terms of pushing content creators, where they said they cared about the smaller content creator initially. That has absolutely shifted, and it's only certain people that they think are marketable. You got to have a pretty enough face for Rumble, essentially, because at this point, look,
that's why I didn't
event,
make it.
They didn't have a 2XL shirt, and I'm like, oh, so that's what it is. I'm too fat for you guys. They didn't finally find a 2XL at the end of like the little event. Like, hey, I found one. They had one 2XL shirt for my fat ass. But I noticed. I see the numbers that some of the people that are here with us at multi-stream to Rumble get, some of the people who are on our shows get on Rumble, and it's like bullshit because they'll be down towards the bottom, and I know that they have a good show, I know they have great content, and then there's some asshole from fucking India with 5 people, with a game from like 50 years ago running at 12 frames a second, and somebody's got 240 views, like 240 people in his chat room, and I'm like, yo. They don't
That's
like
his immediate family.
Yeah, they don't like featuring like there's a lot of VTubers. Look, Dash probably knows half the VTubers over there on Rumble, but a lot of them are not getting the traction.
Oh yeah, like the gaming scene and Rumble, like it's growing, but it's struggling. Like there are VTubers like Zine and Galaxy who try and push the VTuber like genre to more people, but like it's a struggle.
They want Stepford wives. They want what's basically a Stepford wife. They want to basically create a creator that they control, that pushes Rumble propaganda, doesn't push their brand. All right, so like people like us are kind of like on that little like ass out sort of thing because we're trying to push the content.
Can I say something about the Blue Chew stuff?
Yeah,
sure.
I would just like to interject a little bit. If I may, just because we have something on the yellow side of things, and now we'll continue the topics. Just wanted to say, because Furious Dan is one of the people who I have known to be working the hardest to build his channel, and he's here for the $10. Let me tell you something, Digny. My show is blowing up with subs, which is true. Just with me alone and helping others to stay motivated. Just stay positive. Success is earned. By the way, thank you, Helzo. This is the guy who I think he's working on his channel 24/7. Like he's streaming. He has been streaming. I saw him once starting his stream before I went to work. I went to work for 9 hours, which turned into 10 hours. He still hadn't stopped his stream by then.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what happened.
How are you alive?
I don't know how he's alive. I don't know how he looks like he's 18. and has a daughter. It has a daughter that just went to join the army.
Yes.
I have no idea what he's eating, what he's drinking, what kind of sun he's getting, what kind of radiation poisoning he has beneath his house. But the guy, when I met him the first time, I was like, okay, so we have some young people. It's like he's 18, 19. I'm 40 something, bro. And I'm like, what?
I don't know.
I don't know if he's 40.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know if he's 40, 50, or 60. I don't know. I know he's older than me. I think he's in his 40s.
Yep.
And he has a grown daughter that he's talked about. And I think and I was like, how are you? What, you're a vampire. You're like you make you make who was that guy? Tom Cruise and
Jim Carrey.
All the other immortals in the Hollywood industry.
Okay, guys.
He's 42.
He just responded. 42. Okay, this is the answer of life, the universe, and everything else.
Guys, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for the donation.
Thank you, Dan.
Can I finish my point about the Blue Chew? I noticed that a lot of these like pharma companies that shill these like medications, like they normally do it on like things that they perceive as conservative. You ever notice that? Like Fox News, like the radio shows. Like they're always like pushing like Ozempic and Viagra.
Yes,
no, that's true.
That's because you buy them, Dash.
No,
no, but in all seriousness, folks, that's why the network doesn't really have much of a presence on Rumble. It doesn't have much of a presence with alternative platforms because most of them might appear to be better than YouTube, but are in fact no different.
Yeah, they have their internal politics.
Exactly. And that is the big problem, folks. The institutionalization of content creation. No openness, no transparency, no honesty. It's just a veneer of lies, and that's
by
what
the
makes-
nature of it. The more popular a platform gets, the more they will have to abide by the same rules as the existing popular one.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Which is
Exactly.
why-
they're kingmakers. They're
and-
playing kingmakers, and where YouTube, it's still kind of the Wild West.
And
Well,
Noise
we-
makes a great point because you got to remember Rumble's on the it's publicly traded on the stock market.
Yep.
Any rich, smug douchebag can go in, buy enough Rumble to have a say on who gets platformed and who doesn't. Just the same way Alphabet, Google, all that is publicly traded. Same thing
And
could
that-
happen.
And that's why how this network is structured. It is designed in such a way through the central hub being connected with all the shows, the main shows and the contributory shows, which are much more independent, but they add to the central hub, which is what Digny's channel is. Let's make it clear, folks. Without the central hub, the network cannot exist, just like the central hub could not exist without the network shows. So it's a mutually beneficial arrangement where we all hang together instead of being picked off and destroyed one by one. We tried before to bottle all of this together into one thing. And what happened? It got annihilated. So the way we survive and press forward is to continue doing what we are doing, but accelerate it forward. And on that, next topic, because I think this is a very important thing to talk about. And thank you, Roadkill, for the nearly $5 in which you say AZZPP.
Oh, let me. This is for me. This means as PP, which is a very special battle technique that I invented in freaking the DLC of the Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth, where I fought the last boss with a trident in his ass and PP.
I
Many
feel like this is going to be the
techniques
name of
for
one of my
women.
Dragon Quest characters because their names are always Ass something. So my next
Oh,
one is
okay.
Ass
No,
PP.
you can also go with my botched interpretation and try to sound more dignified. As Pepe.
Oh, boy.
But you have to hold a teacup full of vodka for that.
Yeah, okay,
Oh, boy.
but yeah, as PP is now a part of the Empress lore as well as kebab.
Yes.
But we're not gonna
Kebab.
kebab. We're gonna continue with the next one.
Kebab.
Well, speaking of accelerating forward, ladies and gentlemen, it just goes to show how things can develop and innovate naturally. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to develop and innovate naturally because we're years behind schedule and we need to push forward. And what do I mean by an acceleration plan, right? I mean, we do what we're doing, but we do more of it. And the way we do that is expanding the network, because I have received 2 offers for network expansion, one from Stark of Iron and the other from Lord Triton. A day and time set have been agreed with Stark of Iron, which would be midnight UK time, and I think that's about 7 p.m. Eastern, every Saturday. For Lord Triton, the day and time hasn't been arranged yet, but he and his crazy crew, and they are legitimately crazy, are amenable to, different scheduling changes. And I think that would go a long way because they both have outstanding communities. They're both talented creators in their own rights. I just thought it would be a great way to expand so that we could accelerate forward and make 3 videos a day, 7 days a week, about 360 odd days of the year, because I want to celebrate Hanukkah. So let's start off. First of all, we'll start off with Dash. Dash, what do you make of the idea of this acceleration plan and us expanding onto more shows?
I love that the network is growing and that more people want to join, but I do think we do need to worry about over expansion too quickly. But if you think we can handle it, I say full steam ahead.
Well, I was thinking about it as early as October because, as we all know, if you all know the history of the network, we started off with 3 shows: Tangent King, System Crash, Old White Road, and then in October we expanded to include Reigns and Rejects. And on the Rumble side, we also technically expanded through Cancel This Podcast. Even around that time, I was considering having Stark of Iron being part of this network. I wanted to, interact with him, see how his show and his structure operated. And I think it's got a lot of potential. Unfortunately, Stark is on a bit of a hiatus at the moment, but as soon as he makes his return, we can pick up where things left off, and we'll have a Network Saturday show as a contributory part of the network. And just to let everyone know, all future additions to the network will be as contributory shows rather than as core shows. Now, the difference between the two is that a contributory show is one that I had little to no development over, whereas a core show is something in which I had either direct or partial creation of. So you look at Starkcast, right? I didn't build that, didn't found that. It was all from Stark. Same with Lord Triton and his respective shows. So just to let everyone know, the 3 core shows were, in a sense, transfers. The 4th show was more of a collaboration, the Thursday show, and all future shows will be contributory in nature. So I just wanted to lay that all down so we don't get anyone who's potentially confused by that. Not all network shows are made equal, folks. Let's just we have a class system. These are the elites. These are the elites of the net. Where are the brutes
for
of
the
the network?
Oh, geez.
Some
gonna
people
turn
are
into
more
the
equal than
Covenant.
others. Oh,
Yeah.
for the glory of the...
Yeah, we're gonna
Lord
literally.
Gas.
Wow.
It's called.
I just finished playing Siberia, and if you know anything about that game, that it has a lot of pre-1990 Russian style
Oh,
stuff.
I
in
really
it,
need
so-
to play. I need to play the trilogy. I have all the games on my Switch.
Oh,
I highly recommend the remastered one, and then just switching to the classic 2. I just did that today. It's amazing.
guys, this isn't Politburo. We're not rebuilding the Soviet Union. Okay, we're just
Sure.
Thank
we're
God.
just taking.
And you're going to believe that, and you're going to believe that.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, what about noise? What do you make of accelerating forward and expanding the network with new shows?
It may work, it may not. It may be too much too quick. I don't know. We'll speak on the class system.
Mhm.
Any self-imposed class system is going to impose that on the viewers how they should expect to look at it, and I think that's hurting your own brand.
Well, I think that's the thing we have to give and take with the network that we are building, is that each network show has a role. As I said earlier on, right? With Wednesday and Friday, it's about securing the foundation with capable people who are there for the long run. Whereas Monday and Thursday show is about attracting not just new audiences, but potential new collaborations. Yeah, the Thursday show has been the embodiment of this. The amount of bridges that we've been able to build thanks to a great addition with Reigns and Rejects is an example of how that can succeed. Now, with Stark of Iron and his Saturday show, I think that would be an example of another foundational show, one where we can build a panel of people who are there for the long run with the consistency and dedication to be there week after week after week. So it's trying to get the best of both worlds, trying to build a solid foundation and also build upwards and attract new people. It's not going to be easy. Don't get me wrong. Other creators and communities.
You do have to account for the existing channel, whether it be Disgusting or Empress, that they're already existing audience and already existing support. And that will kind of go against the narrative, or it may go with it, but all I'm saying is you have to incorporate that as well.
Well, yes. That's why if we are to expand and accelerate, we need to, of course, not forget everyone who's part of what we're doing. And, another thing as well is changing the logos, adding a new logo where we're going to put the damn thing. Got to put Cancel This Podcast in there. especially with what Jose and John have got planned this Tuesday. Because, folks, Zoom's a great platform. No one's really using it for panel shows because it's a nightmare to get more than 3 people on. But over the next month, Cancel This Podcast is going to try some new things, and who knows, you may see some more network videos coming from that group. So I think balance.
We have to keep in mind. It is a collaboration. That means both Digny, or for that matter, in some cases, all of us here have some say toward everything. Balanced.
That's why we have this show, unlike anyone else. That's why we are doing this way, and we're being trailblazers in that effort. Because can anyone tell me any other group has done this? Has the Fellowship done this? Has the Bigotverse done this? Has Geeks and Gamers done this? Anyone? Nope. Nothing springs to mind. And that's the thing we have to pioneer and push forward. This should be the future of content creation, in my view. But let's get the 40K Empress's perspective on all this, considering her show, which was the 4th show of the network, is an example of accelerating and expanding, succeeding. So take it away.
Yes, our previous episode actually was the most successful in terms of views. It was pretty awesome. But I'm trying personally to find, because I do know some creators all by myself, so I'm just trying to bring them on, and successfully so far. To an extent, the only obstacles that I see currently is that everybody works still in the time that we're streaming, so they can't actually be there. Like Mr. Hardcore Mode took a day off. So he managed. Also, the Heretic Prince, who is now in the chat, hail to you. He also managed to, free himself, which I appreciate absolutely their efforts. So I'm just going to keep finding new people to join. And with your also contribution to this Digny and with mine, I think that we can bring some very interesting people to the panel. So yeah, I'm gonna try to hustle in that kind of a way, so to speak.
Yeah. I feel that with the work thing too. Rough.
We've been trying to get Jose fired now from all of his jobs.
He just got bricks thrown at him. God knows what else got still there.
We're still trying to cancel his cancel his job, cancel his podcast.
Yep, cancel everything. But that is what the Empress is pointing out can be a serious problem. I remember, because I've been mentored for years now, I remember when the show that started all of this started its show at 11 p.m. UK time, which would be absolutely impossible for Monday and Thursday shows. And it would be I'd assume, Dash, it would be difficult to go live at that time for a Friday show.
At what time?
11 p.m. UK, which is about 6 p.m. Eastern. 6
p.m. I could do like a later show, but that would like fuck up my my other like plans,
exactly.
Other streamings.
So 3/4 of this network would not function under the original structure. Noise does shows for hours at a time. He has the most flexible and consistent show structure I've ever seen, and that is commendable. But let's face it, folks, if we directly took the previous system and put it into this network, 75% of it wouldn't work. So I think innovation and development is the way to go. And who knows as we bring in more and more shows, just to make things easier for people, we might start earlier, especially for our Monday and Thursday shows. We might start later if it's needed for Wednesday shows. Adaptability is very important. But another key element that I'd like to bring up, because I want to keep this to an hour so that we can focus on the second hour being about funny topics. Optimization. Now, I think optimization is a very important factor in doing what we do. I mean, you look at this panel. you've got 4 network hosts, a central hub, and an outsider whose show would probably do very well in the network, but YouTube would blow it up. So we've got a great panel here. And when I think of optimization, I think of what's the right balance in terms of size. Should we have bigger shows that become spectacles? Should we have fewer network shows with bigger panels that are spectacles? Or should we have smaller panels with more network shows? Or should we keep it to like a rule of thumb, like 6 or 5 or 7, that sort of thing? I know one size may not fit all, but I think it's very important, if this network is to last a long time, that we, in a sense, optimize, and that it's a network show, if you know what I mean. Oh, look, a cat. Show cat. There we go. Well, speaking of the cat, let's start off with Helzo. What do you make of optimization? How do you think we could better optimize the network?
So this kind of ties out with something that I wanted to say about the previous topic. We can optimize by covering more time zones, because most of the shows are indeed, like in my case, like in my and Empress's case, in the evening, our evenings. So in my opinion, those 2 topics that we're discussing can tie in together. If we are to get more shows, let's say, we can also cover more time zones, like different parts of the day, attract different audience. They're not gonna do initially as well as we're doing, because first of all, we have our core audiences that are used to our stuff, and if you're going to get more core audiences, they have to be at least like somewhat built on their own as well, to attract their own audiences to their own channels for this network. The other thing is that in terms of panelists, in terms of how many people are on a panel show, it's not something that needs to be constant. Like, I think a minimum of 3 people is something that we need to have, because if you have 2 people, you're just having a conversation. If you have 3 people, then you can get 3 points across. From then on, I think we can grow more and more, depending on the topics, especially if, as it sometimes coincides, if the guests of the show have one of the topics on their channel, which is always invaluable, because that way you're getting the information from the horse's mouth. I mean, 4 or 5 people is the optimal thing, because you're having a good conversations from a lot of angles. It also depends on the people, by the way. It always depends on the people themselves. I think that minimum of 3 and 5 would be great. As in terms of shows, Dash said it very well. Expansion is okay, but we need to be careful not to just expand very quickly.
Well, I'd just like to point out, for extra context, 3 of our 4 network shows are hard locked to a panel of 6 because StreamYard are cunts. We say this while being powered by StreamYard. So there you go. And speaking of which, Dash, since you were mentioned, what do you make of optimizing the network?
Yeah, we need to like put guests that we think are good for each show. We got to like find each show's identity, which I think like we're doing. We've got every show has like different audiences and some carryover, and I think that overall is going to lead to our success as we continue to our expansion.
And I think that crossover is important, but I also, as Dash said, believe every show needs an identity. Every show needs to be, this is this, but it's also part of that, okay? And I think that's very important. And one thing we don't want to be a cabal of people, okay? We don't want a cabal of the same people covering the same topics on the same channels. Every network show needs to have its own identity. All right. And I think that is very important. What about you, Noise? What do you make of plans for optimization?
Well, your channel's doing very well, and I'm thinking one reason for it is it's not reality based. It's other people's shows with a little bit of that mixed in, and so they already have their own unique identity as a result of that, and it's benefiting people greatly. Okay, besides that, the different time frames, yeah, that's a good idea, but also when you have a bigger name guest, okay, have I don't know 2 or 3 of the host on, and then the next time have a different 2 or 3 on, so that on their show. That way, every show gets the strength of recognition from a bigger name guest.
That is a great
That's a good idea.
I
Yeah.
think that would be a great idea in pushing it forward, because tomorrow, I know we should probably save this for future plans, folks, but I might as well say it. Tomorrow, as a result of scheduling, because scheduling's a fucking motherfucker in this bloody fitting profession, we have Smash, we have Dez, and we have Subapath on for Monday shows. And I think going forward, we need to expand our horizons to see if future guests can make other days, okay? Because it's very similar times, right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, same time. Different days, same time. With Empress, it is an hour earlier, but I think that's still within tolerance levels, because the ladies got to sleep, folks.
Yeah, I would love to have Smash back on my channel. I hosted him once before he got to 100K. And, so it'd be great to have him on a network show at some point, but I understand he is very, very busy.
And that's the key, right? The first great foe of a content creator, we all know this, it's scheduling. Scheduling is, and sorry for my language, folks, a cunt. It is, right? Sometimes you can't find guests for any damn show, and other times they're coming out of every orifice. I can't believe we managed to get 3 guests for Monday, because I send invites all over the place. I just shoot them out, right? Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, this time, Thursdays, that time. If they respond, fantastic. If they don't, oh well, we're not going to hold it against them, because you all know this, right? So much to do, so little time to do it. All right, and I think
okay,
that's
I get it that the guests can't always be on certain days, but even when they can be on, the host could be rotated as also guest on that day, rather than if they can't make their particular show.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. In fact, I think Noise pioneered that when he had Dash on the most recent Wednesday show, if I remember correctly. So I think that would be a good compromise to address the potential danger that scheduling possesses. Have we asked Empress? I've forgotten. We asked you about optimizing things.
Well, not really, but
Go ahead then.
what to tell you? I mean, I already said basically that I just want to get like very interesting guests and topics, and to me, that's gonna make a lot of difference in terms of in the future, and how the show looks and style and dynamic and how it feels. So that's just my focus for the moment.
Excellent. Well, what about you, Jose? You're the outsider looking in a sense. So what do you make of our back and forth in trying to optimize network shows and network panels?
I think it's a smart move. I think that, again, to what Noise said, we do need to make sure that, the other hosts get some time with some of the guests, because it is a little bit harder sometimes to get people to turn out on Wednesday and Friday. So I understand, that frustration, because, obviously if we just start moving around, then that's a little bit better, and then we can sort of make sure to hype, I'm here on Monday, but I'm usually on Wednesdays, or, I'm usually on Fridays, and this is where you find me, and make sure that not just that, we're a network, but that the network shows are also helping out the other network shows. And hey, make sure to tune in on such and such day. Make sure to tune in Wednesday. Make sure to tune in Friday. This is where I normally am. This is what we're normally doing. and then we're good to go. Because sometimes people don't always know, and sometimes people, sort of will tune in that they'll tune in on like Wednesday, they won't tune in on like Monday or Thursday. We just need to make sure everybody knows, hey, that we're doing that unified effort to all lift each other up. The rising tide lifts all boats. And I think that that's the important part. And again, everybody here, since coming on board with you guys and being on multiple panels and stuff, it's even helped out over on the Rumble side of things. And Rumble is kind of a ghost town. It's a glass ceiling, so to speak, over there. And I just want to see everybody succeed. I want to see all of us succeed. I want to see all of us rise up. And I love what we're doing here. We do have to sort of make sure that in bringing in new people that we're not straining resources too thin on Digny or your mentor or anybody else. But I do think we've got capable people, and I do think that in the long term, I think it's going to be very beneficial for everybody.
Well, one last point.
In a very recent future, we're going to, if we're expanding on shows as well, like if we're adding more shows, and Digny, if you're going to, let's say, potentially have your own show with your own topics, with your own guests as well, that eventually we can also expand on who's going to do what. Like, I mean, we're all capable of doing these shows now. I mean, again, most of the shows have 10 episodes, and some of us have already, like Empress has already, I've been guests on the Empress's channel years ago, and we have had already such conversations, such topics, and even with more people we have had that. So there are people that have experience. I already have some experience because I went into this absolutely as a newbie. I never hosted the show. I've never had a panel show before the network, and now I feel much more confident. So that's going to help us expand and grow, and it's going to help you, Digny, even expand on your own. We as guests, we can come as guests as well. We can have other topics. The thing that I think it maybe needs to be thought out, like in advance, is exactly the topics that are going to be, how the topics for the future are going to be handled, because we are handling culture, gaming, pop culture topics, stuff like that. So in a way where if you expand on shows, there's going to be less to talk about on certain topics, because you know how it happens. Sunday, some weeks we have a lot of topics. We can also cover one topic multiple times because it expands pretty much every single day, and there's always something new to talk about. But you also have some weeks that's it's very, very barren. It is like a desert, and you don't have all that topic. So if we expand on shows, if we expand on let's say the number, the way that they're made, if we're going to expand as a whole as people in the network, we have to think about possibly structuring what kind of topics, or if you want to have different opinions, or if you want to talk about half the topic or another half the topic, or how to cover it. That would also mean that if a topic is an expanding topic, it needs to be handled more on the fly. Let's say if on a Monday we covered a beginning of a topic, let's say if by Thursday it has expanded, then that needs to be covered by the expansion. And we need, in order to be more and more relevant, we need to be very, very up in front with every development of the topic.
Well, sorry to be morbid about this, Helzo, but we kind of experienced that as the network was just starting out with the murderous political assassination of Charlie Kirk, when that was the topic of the day, sadly, folks, and how it was expand. I remember that. Noise remembers that, when the news literally broke just before we went live.
I think we all
I was listening in on the
where we were
stream that time.
day.
Yes.
Yeah. And how we managed to cover that situation as it developed across what was then 3 network shows. I think on an instinctual level, we did a very good. Look. In all fairness, when that news story broke, I thought all hell was going to break loose on the Wednesday show. I thought that.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I was wrong, but thankfully, as the morbid situation developed and as
no, we're professionals over on the Wednesday show.
Well, we gotta push it forward, and I think we're doing that, Helzo, on a more instinctual level. And in regards to finding topics, I would personally leave that to the host's discretion, because I personally trust every host within the network to find topics that they're passionate to talk about, and they think
You're
are
right.
passionate.
My focus was not on covering the topic as it expands, because I remember that stream and I actually tuned in exactly as you were saying that. As you were saying. However, the stream wasn't set up for that.
No,
You know, I'm talking about when a topic expands. Let's say if it's a major topic, the stream would be formed beforehand on it. Let's say with a title, with a thumbnail and stuff like that, and it's just going to be ready. That will just require a little bit more of a, let's say, active updates in the channels and stuff like that. Let's say, okay, we have major updates on this. If you want to cover it on today's show tomorrow, it all matters on being on point on this, because we are commenting on these issues, on this stuff, on these developments. And if one of the things that is very important is to be as frequent and as the more in front of the line as possible. That's one of the things that's gonna get us very, very far, in my opinion.
How do you think that's gonna work exactly in practice? How do you imagine?
Well,
this?
let's say, if we develop a sort of communication, let's say if on Monday we covered some expanding gaming topic, and and as soon as there are updates, we can share those updates, and we can see if there is merit to be, let's say, talked about on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday show.
well, think about this.
I'm talking about before the show starts, so we have time to prepare.
Well, think about this, Helzo. Remember our AI conversation? Remember that?
Yep.
Remember how it could easily have carried a show? Talk about a developing situation, folks. We could literally make a network show covering robotics and AI development, and we wouldn't even scratch the sides, right? Or scratch the surface, rather. But these are things that we can easily flesh out in more detail in future iterations of this monthly show. But one thing is absolutely certain, folks: we are going to accelerate, and we're all going to mutually benefit from that acceleration. Just remember, shows are not videos, videos are not shows, and it is far more difficult to grow as a creator, as a live streamer, than it is as a video maker. And that's why I commend Furious Dan for what he is doing. I can't do a 9-10 hour show. I don't think many people on this panel could. A few could, but I commend him for doing that, and it shows that he has the necessary stamina to do that. So good on him in that regard. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, because we have gone past the hour mark, I think we've got enough time to talk about these topics. Let me just write this down. 1 hour, 13 minutes, dead. There we go. The third topic for today. Yes, we are still alive and still kicking. But the third topic for today's show, speaking of something that isn't alive or kicking, GTA 6 has been.
Oh man,
GTA 6
We're gonna get Half-Life 3 before GTA 6.
Oh
We're-
my god,
we're gonna get Starfield 2 before we get GTA
oh
6.
my god!
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Social Security before we get GTA
Star
6.
Citizen full release.
But
We're gonna get the new
GTA.
Superman game.
the reason I bring this up, folks, is because I've said this privately. I'm going to say it publicly. I think GTA 6 will be Rockstar's Starfield in that it will release. It will have an incredibly successful initial release, yet its cultural impact will be gone in a year. But it's going to be Rockstar's most financially successful game in a very similar way in which one of Bethesda's most successful games financially was Starfield, especially in its first year. So I think it's very interesting, though I thought it was delayed to 2027. Maybe it was just my brain thinking
November
just-
2026, and that
Yeah.
delay cost them. Do you know how much that delay cost them?
not off the top of my head, no.
60 million.
Wow.
Reportedly, that's the number that's been circulating. 60 million for that delay. 60 million dollars. Like this is bonkers money, man.
You mean that they're
that
gonna
thing-
make the game for that long, and they're gonna pay everybody, and they're gonna lose those money because they have to pay everybody to make the game, keep making the game?
Yeah, that's that. Basically, development costs, update
Mhm.
costs, technical costs, everything,
Marketing,
like
they
paying
probably have
salaries.
marketing in place for this that was already
Yeah,
done, that
you're
now
gonna
has to
have
be
maybe
redone.
new fleshed out stuff. More marketing because you need to keep the marketing fresh, and because they don't want any glitches. And all right, I can respect that. I can respect like someone being so passionate that they don't have any glitches. However, this is like the fifth delay. I don't know how many delays they have. And to me, with that GTA actor who opened their mouth to having hello doggy,
Doggy.
having their mouth that the game should be $100. I think that they're kind of setting up the stage slowly, very slowly, that they would put this game at a $90 or $100 or even more, and they will say, well, yeah, we worked really hard and we want that game to be that expensive. Nobody's gonna buy that, by the way.
Yeah, that's too much for a base game.
No,
It's
100,
like,
100 bucks. No.
There was a gaming company made a game. They claimed it was the first quadruple A game, and it was like, I don't
Oh yeah, it was
quite
Ubisoft.
remember
That
the
pirate
Yeah,
game.
Ubisoft. Yeah.
Yeah, and a game done by 30 people outsold it by a factor of 2.
Yep.
And it's
Black
all
at
freaking
home.
better. I played both games, so I can tell you from first hand. Assassin's Creed is my favorite franchise, and this for me was a empty freaking game that's so hollow in so many ways that I can't even believe it. Basically,
Wow.
Well,
it's not
just to let-
triple A is nothing. It's like double A with the point of
quadruple F.
triple A.
Well, I'll just let everyone know Rockstar does have a history of doing this. They did do this with Red Dead Redemption 2, which is why I personally think this is being done for the same reason Xbox mandated a delay of Starfield, mainly just to ensure that when the game is released, it works properly, that there are no major problems or no minor problems. And we're really in the last stages of this project. This delay is happening solely for the purposes of post-production and testing to make sure the damn thing consistently works across not just a year or two before things start to break down, but a decade or two. So I think it's very, very important. So if history does repeat itself, this should be the final delay. And I think we're all agreed that Red Dead Redemption 2 is a fantastic game.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, for most people, it's not for me because I do not enjoy the realism a lot, where you have to feed your horse. You can't go with your horse whenever you want. You have to like watch a cutscene while you're traveling, whatever. Like again, my horse, I have to feed myself. Like I just can't. Like
You're
too much
like dealing with
realism.
the Tamagotchi.
Yeah, I don't
Hey,
want to have a Tamagotchi. And
That would be the survivalist aspect of it. You
Yeah.
have this survival type games, and they're to me they're annoying as fuck. But yeah,
I could have done
can't.
without them rendering the horse testicles.
Why? Money went into that.
Okay, Cenk, slow down. But in all seriousness, Empress, you ain't gonna like The Witcher 4. You're gonna have to feed yourself. You're gonna have to feed your horse. You're gonna have to groom your horse. Not in that way. Not in that way, Hassan.
Do
Groom your
elaborate
horse.
on how you're using that word, please?
Yeah, I think that's why
Grooming.
I dropped Red
Yes.
Dead 2 was because of all the micromanaging and having to take care of yourself, like stuff.
Like in
We
real
already have
life.
You have to
do that.
groom yourself.
Yeah, we already have to do that in real life. Do we really want to simulate struggle as well?
I don't.
Well,
No, I don't. I mean, I play RPGs, action RPGs all day, but they don't have that crap in it. They're just fun. Jesus Christ, it's too much.
Well, how about a mission in GTA 6 where you pay your taxes?
Yeah.
And that's how.
Give me
look,
something to
look,
shoot.
you-
I want to
wait,
shoot
wait.
people.
You're kidding, but we don't know what game mechanics it might have.
That's
that,
true.
That would be a great idea. Instead
There
of
might
the
be
American,
putting a condom on
Maybe
mechanic
a
when
goonie
you're
mini
out there
game.
in the car.
instead of the American school system teaching kids about taxes, GTA 6 teaches kids how to pay taxes.
Oh,
and if you
boy.
don't pay them,
No,
well, then the government will hunt you down and keep, wasting you. How about that? Just
no,
like
that's
real life.
boring. No, it's boring. I want to
No,
get
the-
people out of their car and shoot them. Sometimes when they're bad, though, or
You
just
have
just
to
get people out of
manually
their car.
change the tire
Simpler
in
days,
VR.
Empress. Simpler days where you could just cap some hose and just cause mayhem and chaos. But no, now you have to pay your taxes and shave.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
will.
thanks, Dash.
I will
Thanks.
say the other concern is that they're changing, some rules here at YouTube about like killing non-enemy combatants in the video game, and I'm like,
Yeah.
how hard is that going to hit GTA 6?
Oh, that's going to
Screens.
obliterate
This is
it.
depending on what GTA 6 has.
Yeah.
Like depending on, we still don't know what it's
Yeah,
going to be in the game and how the game is going to be. They might nerf it immensely. We don't know.
Yes.
I mean, I actually wanna trust Rockstar that they're going to deliver something fantastic.
Mhm.
I want to trust them. I do want to trust companies, but it's getting increasingly hard.
Mm.
It's
Yeah,
getting
it
so hard to trust. Like I was
There we go.
like I was like I want this spectacular thing that you're promising it, and I would pay 70. Even I would negotiate for an $80 next year, but I would not agree even if it's even if the game comes with a free AI sex robot. I would
Oh,
still
boy.
not pay $100. I would still not pay $100 for that game. Sorry, I would not pay my daily and more than my daily wage for like something that I would probably not play all that much, or if I do, it's not going to be as exciting because I've paid so much for it.
Well,
Like,
guys, you know what a Rockstar game is, right? In a very similar way, do you know what a Bethesda game is, right? Bethesda's biggest problem, especially with their game studios, is the fact that they've been releasing the same type of game for 20 years without substantial innovations. Rockstar have done a similar thing, but it has come with substantial innovations. I expect Rockstar to release GTA 6 as a game that is very similar to that of GTA 5, but it's not going to have the same level of impact. That's why I compare it to that of Starfield. Starfield is the most well-made, stable Bethesda game that they have ever made. It's also one of their most financially successful games that Bethesda have ever made, console games, as well as on the PC market. However, its legacy is not that good. One, because of an egg, and the other because of the fact that people are sick and tired of playing the same type of game from the same type of studio for the past 20 years.
Yeah, compare it to like Oblivion, Skyrim, even Fallout 3 or not New Vegas because that's Obsidian. Yeah, like Starfield has not had the promised cultural impact Todd Howard promised it would have.
And the same thing will happen to GTA 6, and I think the same thing will happen to the Elder Scrolls 6. Go ahead. Bill.
They're gonna find the money they're sinking into these games is not worth it. I think it's gonna come a point in time where they start doing more indie style games and really promoting that.
Yeah, that seems to be the direction Square's taking, which thank God.
Yeah, well, I mean, a big problem for Rockstar Games is they put a decade into this essentially, because it's been about a decade almost since Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, and the issue is the gaming space has changed dramatically since this game started development. People don't have the attention span. A game will be on top for about a week, two at tops, and everyone's on to the next one, on to the next one. Grand Theft Auto 6, they've also got this issue that where they have to retain Grand Theft Auto 5 people who are now playing GTA Online. Now, that game personally wasn't for me, but you have a lot of people there. When you bring GTA 6 out, what do? Because you're not going to bring it on PC. You've said that. I don't know. Things may change. They may decide, oh, well, since we're delaying it, we'll release it on PC as well simultaneously. Because they're going to lose money from people who are not going to be able to upgrade GTA Online to get on there, because there's people that are playing on PC that will be just sort of ass out, and that's a cash cow for them. I believe somebody in the chat mentioned the shark cards that GTA 5 has been selling for an awful lot of money. Microtransactions. A lot of people give EA crap for microtransactions, and everyone forgets that GTA 5 really put microtransactions on the map with the shark cards and all the pay-to-win nonsense. Here's the problem. They're coming in with a game that's going to have a lot of problems.
These companies are kind of double dipping because they will get grants and loans like, oh, you do DEI or you do it this way, we'll give you loads of money. So they're already paid. Then they're going, well, because of all of this, now you have to pay $100. They're double dipping and hurting us as a result. And something's got to give.
Noise is right.
I mean, from how things look like, if you see the success of GTA 5, they basically made billions of dollars. So the idea now is that they have to make this game that is not unlike any other game, basically. At least that is how it looks like. I'm just explaining how it looks like. This project of GTA 6 essentially should be the biggest game ever made in terms of how much hours we'll have to play, how many things you can do in the game. It should be very rich in all other aspects. It should go to extreme detail in terms of not only the graphics, but again, the possibilities inside the game. And this should expand on whatever worked in GTA 5 tremendously. So that is the idea. And then from here on out, if they really want this to be so special that they have the audacity to want more money from us, they really should go all out in everything that I just said. Plus, it has to build upon what GTA 5 did better or amazing, how it redefined this type of a game, actually made it a monopoly like nothing else that's open world in the modern world can compare to GTA at all. So I think that they will try to outdo what they already did in GTA 5 and create a game that's very highly optimized for everyone. And it should be extremely rich. That's how it looks like again, but it could be totally a fail. I mean,
Hey,
we'll
guys,
see.
guys,
You're right. You're right. By the way, imagine what kind of rigs people have to have for that game.
you're gonna need a 5090.
I doubt that.
I don't think that's gonna cut it by the end of
No, I think
Are
that they're
they-
going to optimize it very well because there's
they
many
using,
engines that can run on a weaker system, but
Hopefully
they
they
look
do.
maybe
Hopefully-
like Battlefield 6.
Are they
They do.
using the Unreal Engine, or because I think the Unreal Engine's hurting the industry?
I don't think
I-
so. I'm
look,
going to check
look.
though.
Well, I think Rockstar are using their own proprietary engine, but I want to make this clear right here, right now. The failure of GTA 4 led to the success of GTA 5. That is undeniable.
That's true.
Okay, and for all we know, the success of GTA 5 will lead to the failure of GTA 6. When something gets too big, it has to fail. But if this succeeds, I look forward to seeing GTA 7 in 2040.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing that we also have to bring up, and it's not lost on me, that almost every one of these major delays that this game is set with has coincided with something in the American political space, whether it's Donald Trump's election, whether it's the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And Rockstar likes to push the envelope, and that used to be fun when they used to take shots at everybody, which they used to do in GTA 5 and GTA 4 and GTA 3. But something has happened in the gaming space that has been very bad, where now only one side is allowed to be made fun of. And retroactively in remasters of GTA 5, they've taken out certain comments towards protected groups. You can't do that. If you want GTA to succeed, then nobody and nothing is sacred. Just straight up.
Yeah.
You have to take equal shots at everybody.
Yeah, I think GTA fans
you have
want
to
a
stand by the gamer.
2000s edge level game.
Yes.
That's like fair.
And if you do DEI, then, I said it before, and, I'll just, say it again, is that I believe wholeheartedly that GTA 6 probably had an assassination mission against someone who was a euphemism for Donald Trump in the game. And then someone actually tried to kill the man, and they had to take it out. And it's not lost on me because they did it in GTA 5 with Mark Zuckerberg. Remember, there's a mission where you take out a Mark Zuckerberg euphemism in GTA 5 with his exploding cell phone type of trick.
Oh man,
So
can you?
yeah,
Yeah,
they didn't expect them to win because so many people that work for Rockstar now are a bunch of people who vote a specific certain way and thought for sure, oh, there's no way he's going to come
yeah.
out.
I remember we were speculating on my show Friday about if that's why the Marvel Hydra game got delayed.
Yes.
Okay, just to let you know, guys, so I checked, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is built using the latest version of Rockstar's proprietary engine, just like Digny said, called Race 9. This is an evolution of Rockstar Advanced Game Engine Race that has powered previous games like GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 with significant upgrades to handle the next generation game's demands in graphics, physics, and AI. And Rage 9 is the successor of Rage 8, which was used for Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'll tell you this, folks.
Hopefully they will stand. Sorry, Diggy.
Well, Rockstar will die before they use someone else's engine. That's all I was gonna.
There's a chance. Okay, all of you familiar with? I think it's called Outer Worlds 2 came out.
Yes.
And the thing is on the best video card, it chugs like shit.
Yeah,
and this could be the case for GTA 6.
Look, it happened to Borderlands 4 also. It happened to Borderlands 4 also with that same problem.
Yeah, it's just not optimized. But again, I've seen so many games that look amazing,
really
but they run
as
better
a
than
franchise
others.
at 3. I think it lost a lot of momentum, and that I think really 2 was like peak Borderlands. From as someone who isn't a Borderlands fan, I just think that franchise kind of just it just lost its appeal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gearbox lost its appeal when being part of their organization meant having all of your personal information and banking data leaked to them became a thing. Because that's still a thing. No backlash.
Yeah. Hey,
Limited
Saint
backlash.
Hugo brought up a great point in the chat. He says Rockstar doesn't want people being able to mod their game. That's something they also hate. And that's something they do want to probably clamp down on. It's probably one of the reasons they're so hesitant to bring this thing to the PC as well, is because people will change so many things about it. And by the way, player agency is a big reason why a lot of people have moved to PC to begin with.
Yeah.
There's just too quick to mention that because it's important. There's a channel on YouTube. I have to check how it was called. Basically, did an analysis of many of today's engines, and everything is fake. I mean, the demand for a newer GPU, all of that is just fake. It's like the companies don't want to optimize their games, so it looks like they're kind of like in cahoots with the hardware manufacturers. So basically, they're making you buy a new GPU, but in actuality, all games, if they're optimized, it can run on older hardware. I mean, there's still people that make their.
But what if they run shit on console? There's no excuse not to optimize. That's one of the benefits of console is optimization.
The thing
if it can run on console, can run on any PC that's like 5 years old.
The big problem we have is that they're basically treating this less like a passion project, which they used to do when we were all sort of growing up on games, and more like a really annoying business. So everything is now basically about I'm sorry, my neighbor is screaming at my mom down there. Everything is now about deadlines. Now about, can we get this out by Christmas? Can we get this? We have to appeal to this focus group or that focus group. They're worried so little about optimization that they don't care. Especially some of the other companies that bring out crap that's not optimized. I don't really believe a lot of it is optimization with Grand Theft Auto 6. I think it's still going to have a lot of glitches and a lot of problems. Even Starfield was not glitch free. At the end of the day, they still had a lot of the same jank a lot of other Bethesda games had. And that's because of the fact they don't want to quality test because they just go, we'll patch it later. Everything's online. We'll patch it later.
That's Bethesda, though. I mean, they're kind of famous for that. I don't think that you can apply the same to Rockstar if we don't have a lot of proof to say that, because they're not that bad.
Let's not forget when Rockstar. I think they outsourced their remasters, and they were a complete and utter
disaster.
Oh yeah, they took out offensive symbols, from the Civil War, and it's like just take the Grand Theft Auto was supposed to be the edgiest franchise of them all. It made news headlines,
and then it made too much money. It became too successful, which is why another thing that this network needs to learn is that if you become too successful too quickly, you will end up compromised. But I'd like to make one more point before we move on to Sydney Sweeney's death stare. And that is the reason games don't get optimized is because the GPU makers, especially NVIDIA, want to increase their capabilities because it's not for gaming, it's for AI, which is extremely lucrative, and they need better chips for their programs. So on that note, we'll make this the final topic. I can leave the spear topic for tomorrow. 1 hour. There we go.
Yeah, leave it for Smash. Good idea.
I would just want to mention, and with a little delay, and this is what Jace was talking about the shark cards. Thank you, Sibiru, for being a member for 3 months. Absolute legend, and absolute nice Floridian wildlife as a profile picture. I think that they're making. I don't know exactly, but they're making tons of money, and it's important to say that they're probably going to try that again. Just so you know. Thank you very much again.
Well, the fourth topic for today's show is about Sydney Sweeney's death stare as her glare pierces the zeitgeist. I have never seen a more smug bitch of an interviewer than the individual. Look, I know it's controversial to say that, but
it's amazing.
The smug bitch just smugly smiling at Sydney Sweeney while she looks at her in a death stare is it is an
she was like Dracarys.
Yeah, she was so indifferent. It couldn't be any better, basically.
That is because she actually has some brains, by the way. She actually has some brains to complement her beauty, and she basically refused to be dragged into a trap.
Yeah, she said something so out of left field that that woman was like, cannot compute, man. My hamster died in my head. Who can freaking roll this thing that's I have to roll inside? I don't know.
Hello, police. I'd like to report a murder.
Yeah, it's just dead.
She was burned to death.
Let's do
damn.
It. Yeah, let's do it this way, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, Sydney Sweeney will not end up like Daenerys Targaryen because she went mad. If you listen to those dickheads D&D, so we just scroll down. There we go.
The Star Wars meme.
Yeah, it's a meme. What is this face? What is this face?
That is the most square head I've ever seen in my life.
Right, it's like
that's a Minecraft head.
This is the face of a woman who is saying "I hate you," and this is the face of a woman saying "LMFAO YOLO." Okay, this woman is nuts. All right, boy. Absolutely insane. And this was just a nice little meme because Sydney Sweeney makes a jeans advert, right, or is part of a jeans advert. They have a little fun, a little bit of a play on words, like I try to do, a nice fun play on words. And what happens? Fucking horde of parasites tries to destroy this lady and her legacy.
Of course.
Okay?
It's all about being for women until a woman actually speaks for women.
This outrage politics 101.
It's a Knightley situation all over again.
You know, it's like people just like trying to use outrage as a currency.
Is this, speaking of using outrage as a currency, is this actually a woman?
Oh, damn.
I mean, didn't you see a lot of these? Like,
it's debatable. It's debatable.
I think she is just not a very attractive one, I guess.
Who cloned Captain? Who cloned Captain Janeway? Is all I'm saying.
Oh my God, that chin. She has a
chin. I'm starting to see it now.
It's insane. It's absolutely ridiculous. But you were saying, Empress.
Oh wow. I mean, she just looks like a generic British woman, basically. No offense, there's many British women that are amazing, but when you see the generic type, that's basically it.
Oh, you can't see genetic types. That's offensive. That's very offensive. Can't see them.
You don't. You can't say jeans.
No, everyone's the same. Everyone.
Ugh. You know how you
Literally.
see very similar people on the street sometimes, and you're like, "Wow, I've seen like 10 people that look exactly this way today. How does
Oh
this
my
happen?"
god! So you were
Have you-
you were showing us the better picture before.
She locked her account.
Yeah.
Always the sign of someone who lost the argument.
Have you guys seen that guy, that new conservative guy who looks like a ginger version of Mr. Beast?
Yes.
That was
we got
weird, man.
we got
I have not.
we got Ginger Mr. Beast before we got GTA 6.
What-
Ginger
Everything.
Beast man.
We'll get everything before GTA 6.
Yeah.
No, the meme will just keep
We'll
going.
get aliens before GTA. Aliens are going to bring
We
GTA
will
6.
get Prototype 3 before GTA 6.
Oh, Prototype. Oh, that's such a good thing.
Yeah, I love
Oh.
Prototype, the first one. Anyway,
Yeah, we need
Okay,
that.
folks.
We also need scene
We're
episodes.
gonna
where-
get Firefly seasons 2, 3, and 4 before that.
oh man,
we're gonna get Star Trek Enterprise season 5 before we get
We're
GTA.
gonna
Here we
get
go.
the Warrior
Here we go.
Princess somehow again.
Here you go, Hellzone
Oh my
Disney.
fucking! What is
We got
this?
Ginger
There it is.
Mr. Beast before
Oh,
GTA
God.
6.
Wow, that's
Uncanny
crazy.
resemblance.
He's got
Ni-
those
That's
little-
pretty
nice DMs you got there, Jose.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
hey, I do that all the time.
This-
Who
That's
is
Okay,
one-
this?
this has. Sorry to say, but this was not born person. This is not a born person.
This is a clone.
This is designed.
Also refuse to
This is
believe-
designed.
This
Yeah,
is not
no.
real. This is a goddamn fucking clone. So, sorry, wrong button, folks. I pressed the wrong button.
It's an
Is it this
AI. It's an
There we go.
AI.
It's an AI. It's an AI construct of a human being. Oh my goodness, that is terrifying.
No,
that's
that
proof.
is
That's proof God
Mr. Ginger
exists.
Beast. Ginger Beast man.
Is
Ginger
this
Beast.
AI? I have to say that all the time now. Is this AI? Is this
No, he's a real guy. Apparently, he is a. I guess he's a. Yeah, he now has Ginger Mr. Beast in his profile though. After it was
God.
stated,
Like,
so at least
Yeah.
he's a good sport about it.
He just
This is,
has to do it.
At least
I mean,
he owns it.
he's
At least
so,
he's
so
owning it.
famous. He has to do it.
Yeah,
He's doing the JD Vance thing. He's owning it.
but you know what? That's better than being offended by it, man. I'll give him that.
Absolutely. I said that. I
Yeah.
said that last Monday.
Yeah.
It's better to do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
you have this guy as president and Mr. Beast as vice president, and it's like the clone.
Oh
Yeah,
my-
get them to be offended by this.
Okay,
right?
so
He
he's
doesn't
a
really
young
offended.
Republican working with Turning Point Action. So that's what it is. That's what he does.
Oh,
I'd
shit.
also like to bring up this, which was sent to me, I think by Helzo, right? Let's see if I can bring it up here. No, yeah. Stop undoing it, man. My goodness. Okay. Look at that.
Oh!
Oh,
Why does that face fit so well on that body?
oh, wow.
I saw that a little bit earlier. I probably laughed for 10 minutes straight.
If I
Oh,
had this ever
no.
come
This
up
is
on my
perfect.
feed, I would have
First of all, the
died
guy
laughing.
who made it did a really good job
Mhm.
with either the Photoshop or the AI. It's amazing.
Holy
Look at
sh-
Sydney Sweeney's face again. She's like, that's her sound that she makes on the inside. Like,
That's how I feel every time I
more
see
like
Bella
think
Ramsey.
that you're beneath me. I have better genes than yours.
Yes.
Mhm.
Of course she does. It's obvious. Even when you counter in the fact that the whole Hollywood has at least 500 takes that they have done, and you never know unless you watch. I mean, unless you see some of their kids' pictures. So there's whole YouTube channels dedicated to that. They compare pictures and they tell you which plastic surgery or which other cosmetic procedures that are more invasive than not are already done. So yeah, that's pretty fascinating. But that's another topic.
Why does Bella Ramsey look better in this picture than she does in real life?
Because her face is less fat and less round. That's why.
Because she's not speaking.
Also, but also what I said.
Oh my god! But
Well,
folks,
this whole equation with putting that with genetics, going, oh, I have good genes. Well, there's a lot of factors to genetics. I mean, that is, developing your sexual attractiveness to reproduce. But then there's how are you going to age? What are you susceptible to? And just literally tens of thousands of factors. That's one factor. But of course, people are going to hone in on that one because she's attractive and everybody thinks with their sexual organs.
Well, how else are we supposed to survive as a species? It's as simple as that, folks. That's why all these market men. You remember Marilyn Monroe?
Okay,
remember
sure,
her?
but how many people out there are making babies these days? I would
Yeah,
bet it's a
yeah.
lot less than previously.
Yeah.
Bring back sex as a marketing tool.
No, absolutely, and that's the thing. Sex will always sell in the grand scheme of things because it panders to our primal urges to procreate. Even though we're not procreating enough, and I think a lot of that is by design, not just by everything else, but by the powers that be don't want us
There's
to.
a lot of factors,
Yeah,
and yeah,
there's a
there
lot.
is a depopulation agenda also.
Yes, that topic in and of itself could fill up an entire damn show.
That's the ultimate problem that I've been bringing up in the past, and we would need more than one show to go through the problems, because it's not one problem, the solutions, because there's more than one solution, and the fact that it's the greatest problem because it's not the primary problem we're facing. So, in fact, that's the biggest reason why it's the greatest problem, because we've got enough shit to deal with as a people. So there we go in that regard. But I can tell you this, right here, right now, Sydney Sweeney is not going to fade away. She's not going to turn to dust. I know the establishment are trying to push Sabrina Carpenter as her replacement. It's not going to work. It's like having Sydney Sweeney at home. We have Sydney Sweeney at home.
No, do you know
sing
why?
too.
Do you know why they like Sabrina Carpenter? Because one, she says all the right things that appeal to the establishment. But two, if you look at her from certain angles, you're not really sure. Like you think, that might have been a dude that had some surgeries or something like that. Like she has a more ambiguous appearance, is what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Her figure is
Like,
her face
like a female video game heroine.
Yes, that's actually a good way to describe it, Dash. That's what it is.
Like body type B.
And I love concluding things with an apt description, folks. We like to leave some time for future plans, folks, and we like to keep these at 2 hours because everyone here's got to sleep. 1 hour, 47 minutes, and 20 seconds. Future plans, we'll go across the panel, start off with Dash, make our way down and around. Dash, what are your future plans? I have to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
So please proceed.
Yeah, my future plans, I'm going to try and play some of that Digimon game tonight. And during the week, do my regular streams and prep for the Friday show. Going to try and don't know what I'm going to be doing Thursday, but I think I'll be playing Strangers of Paradise with Galaxy and Lucid Emerald.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sweet. Good. Noise, your turn. What are you up to in the coming days, weeks, months, years, decades?
Survive.
But that's a tough one, but yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna have a show tomorrow. That is Monday night in my time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. And the other time you do your own conversions because that's a lot to go through. And I also do, of course, the Wednesday show, as everyone here is familiar with. And also I do a Thursday show, and I just do that regularly. So yeah, tune in and enjoy.
Sweet, nice. Go tune in and go check out the links in the chats, everybody from the audience. Empress, what are your future plans?
Oh, well, just covering more Warhammer, hopefully, to do my own gaming show so I can cut it again into videos. Once a week on the gaming channel, the same as for the superhero show. Gotta cover a lot from that sphere. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to do my best, basically.
Excellent. Sweet. Go for it. We're all go for it. Jace. First
Hey,
of all,
hey.
show the dog, please. Show the dog,
Yes.
please. Show the
Yeah,
dog.
I'm trying. Mister, come here. Come here. Say hi. Come here, buddy. Oh no, now I saw my mom. He's gonna ignore me completely.
He's
He's-
shy.
He's comfortable there. He's
Yeah,
comfortable.
He loves. That's his favorite spot in the whole house. Is that part of the bed? He just likes to lay there. Unlike in other streamers, he's allowed to move. He can move wherever
Yes.
he wants. But
What
Yeah,
a
my doggies
shocking.
are all over the place right now. I mean, one dog is sleeping there because he's a corgi, so he sleeps like this, with his whole belly exposed,
Yeah.
super beautiful, and the Pomeranians
So is
are
it-
behind the green screen.
they're
You're both
very,
saying
your
such
dog
shocking
is
very
things.
happy.
Is
They're
it your
very
dog
happy.
doesn't allow you to move? Is that
Yeah, he might not let me move.
The colors
He's
on
gonna
the
trap
other
you. Be
one.
careful.
He actually does, like in the morning. He'll actually like try to stop me from getting up. He's like, he'll just, like step on you and not realize he's like 65 pounds. But
Oh,
yeah, he
I know,
did.
my corgi
He
crashes me
did.
all the time, but it's
He's
amazing.
got an
Shoot.
attitude. But yeah, so I'll be doing my premium Rumble stream because when you're in the creator program, they make you do premium hours. I do a 5-hour stream called Supreme Sunday. I usually cover a few quick topics and I play some new video games that I haven't started streaming yet. So tonight will be Bravely Default, which I've never played before, and another Eden. I'm going to give both of those a try, see which one I like a little more, which one I'll maybe be throwing in my gaming rotation as I game stream throughout the week on Rumble when we're not doing Cancel This Podcast, which is on Thursday nights, and Happy Hour, which is on Tuesday at 5 p.m. with my co-host John and Digny's mentor hanging out. We might be having a special guest if we could get all the timing and everything set up. The guy that we said we had no idea who the hell he was that was in the side scroller's house. This is the Ray has reached out, and I said, yeah, I'd love to have you on. We'd love to talk about sort of the creator space and sort of our what we like and what we don't, and find some little common ground. So hopefully that works out. And hopefully he'll be on Tuesday's show. But if not, I'm going to just keep doing what we're doing. Episode 301 kicks off Thursday of Cancel This Podcast. So it's going to be a fun time.
Sweet.
just want to add
Digny,
real
are you
quick.
back?
I'm on Rumble and YouTube, just so
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, and make sure if you're listening to Noises shows on Rumble to follow or to hit the repost button. That actually does help to get word out there because Rumble's kind of suppresses a lot of crap otherwise. So I always try to make sure to repost whenever possible.
Excellent.
Okay. I might ask you
Digny.
some things about Rumble sometimes, just so you know.
Anytime. Thank you.
Collaborations. Digny, are you back?
No, it's
Oh.
quite clear. It's quite clear that the end game of the network is working. It's actually running itself. That is the end game, folks.
Mhm.
Then I can lie down and not hurt my back sitting in this fucking chair. But,
I
Are
feel I
those
also
your-
gotta go. Just can't stand can't
it's all
can't
right,
stand sitting
it's all right.
anymore. Just can't stand.
all right.
It's
It's
Are
too
all
much.
those
right.
your future plans, Digny?
my future plans are to break my own back, get EBT forever, and just hang out in Atlanta with my good friend Jose, who's working my 3 jobs for my EBT. But in all seriousness, I will be in coordination with my mentor. We will be making network videos. We will be supporting network shows. And we've got a great thing here, folks. And the worst thing we can do is look back. The best thing we can do is look forward, because the potential that can be manifested here will be unlike anything we have ever seen from any pop culture content creator community. That's why we call ourselves the network. We don't need a nice official name. We're like a Hydra, especially if I get my way. What about you, Helzo? What are your future plans?
My future plans are to continue making videos more and more and more, getting better, getting more coherent, because I was actually called that I had a speech impediment the other day on one of my videos.
No, it's just
yeah,
Bulgarian.
that's all I told him. I'm just Eastern European, man. That's what you're gonna get. Take it or leave it. And then I'm going to be taking a rest from streaming this weekend, prepping for a live gig in December. So I'm gonna need to focus on music for a little bit. However, starting next week, there's going to be some very special developments on the channel, and a very special month on in terms of gaming and in terms of content. But you're gonna have to stay tuned for that. Anyways, I'm on YouTube and on X. Disgusting is the name, and you can all follow me and see what's up on that. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the second episode of the Network Assembles. I'd like to thank everyone for being here throughout today's monthly show. Our next show will be in early December. I don't know exactly when in December, but it will be ideally the first Sunday in December. So hopefully everyone will be able to make that. And now I'm going to lie down and get some rest because my back is killing me. So, also, why don't you end the show and we can all get
Smile
out?
and wave, everyone. Smile and wave, guys.
I could if I
See
could
ya.
move my arms.